We are live.
Ooh. Dank that. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. James Simmons, what's cracking? James Simmons, hey. That's my commander's pundit. James Simmons. I'm gonna hit you later, boy. Seriously, I need James. You're a diehard Redskins, Commander fan. See my Grim Reaper over there?
I didn't even notice that fucking thing. Jesus Christ.
It can't be a couple times already. Not maybe once.
That's hilarious.
Who else got a Grim Reaper in their garage? Fool. What's up? We are the Dank Dads. Good morning.
How goes it? Episode 10.
What the fuck?
Live on Facebook, YouTube,
All that.
all that.
We took a break last week, huh?
We took a break. We had a bye week last week to get things right. No?
We did.
It's all right.
What did we learn from last week, buddy? Anything?
The grind harder.
Oh.
Grind a little bit harder.
We did.
Right? In a different way, maybe.
Yep. We had to rethink some shit and get better.
But yeah, basically grind harder and keep it going. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Coronavirus or not?
I don't.
Doing all this fucking talking.
No, I don't. No, it was the pre-live.
Do you need a cough drop,
Stuff.
brother? You need a cough drop? Oh, the pre-live stuff.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. Yeah.
Sometimes the pre-live libations.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So. Mm-hmm. Good morning, man. Like I said, we are the Dank Dads, man. Good morning. We're getting ready to get into some cool shit. Did you watch some college football yesterday, Jeffrey?
I did. I tuned in a little bit more in the second half of the day. That TCU Texas game.
What you think about TCU Texas?
I mean, I've always been a fan of TCU, so I'm glad that they're doing well. They're 10-0, big win on the road yesterday. They're number 4 in the country. They'll probably stay that way because just the people ahead of them didn't lose. But are they the real deal? I don't know. Hard to say. But
why would they not be the real deal?
Just because
listen, this has happened every year. Do you think TCU could beat Ohio State?
I think any college team could be any college team.
No, don't do that.
Yes, I do then.
Okay. Right.
If you were to let them play 10 times in a row, Ohio State would get the better half. Ohio State would have more wins, I think. But I don't know. The thing about it is what makes me think that they're not maybe a contender or a real deal is because when they come out of the woodwork and all of a sudden they're number 4, they haven't been top 10 in the last 8 years. That is like, okay, now all of a sudden you have a championship level team, or is it just the teams you played and you've had a kind of a good run of the season? When you're going up against a Georgia and Ohio State who's there every year getting the same recruits
and do the same shit though,
right?
And tank out the same way every single time.
Facts.
They tank out the same way.
Definitely, they definitely do. Georgia's, I think, taking it all though.
I don't see nobody beating Georgia.
I don't think so either. They handled Tennessee pretty well a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, well that was.
Did you see any of the highlights of that Georgia game? The little quarterback, I forget his name.
Tennessee Georgia game?
No, just yesterday's Tennessee Georgia game.
He's a little cocky motherfucker.
Dude, he put a defender on skates for about a 5-yard touchdown. Hey. I've never seen a white quarterback do.
Listen, he's nice.
He's real nice. And he's already got a national championship, doesn't he? He already beat Alabama.
No, I don't think that was his.
He woke up on the morning show the next day, hella drunk and faded, like his hair is all crazy. Yeah, I think they already won one 2 years ago, or maybe even last year.
So he's been there before.
I think so. But man, there's like a 5-yard scramble, little read option, bounce out to the left. He had a corner or safety, maybe hybrid linebacker, squared up on him. Like, I'm gonna make this tackle. Whoop, whoop. Put the guy
right. He's nifty.
Oh God,
he's nifty.
And he's like, I don't know. He looks small on TV.
He looks super tiny.
He looks real small.
He looks small.
real small, like 5'8" type small. But he's obviously probably not. He's probably 6 foot.
Do Michigan and Ohio State play each other this year?
Yeah, I think the end of the season, or it's coming up. They definitely play each other. That's they. I don't think they go season without playing each other. I think it's either. Yeah, last game of the year for them, and they're both gonna see each other undefeated, which is insane. That's gonna be an amazing game.
Michigan will be
at Ohio
shit.
State. At Ohio State.
Michigan's going to whoop the dog shit out of.
Who won last year? Wasn't it an upset? Yeah, I think Michigan won last year.
Michigan did win last year.
Yeah.
I don't see Ohio State. I don't think Ohio State's really good. I don't think Ohio State's playing anybody.
You see that catch by Harrison Jr.? Yes. He kept his foot in bounds.
It's the first one. He is about a whole foot bigger than his father. He's a freak.
Looks a little skinnier than his father, though.
He's a pretty big kid. If you ever seen it, like he looks pretty big.
Yeah, that catch to keep his foot in bounds.
So listen, these kids catch better than fucking NFL guys, bro.
Yeah, you see that Notre Dame catch?
Oh, absolutely.
Yesterday?
Oh, listen.
Over the back?
I wanted
that was a terrible throwing ball.
Listen, God, listen to me. You gotta shoot the motherfucker that does that to you. Listen.
Hug you and then rips it away?
He went around him, grabbed the ball, and just yanked it back like, see what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, okay, all right, you got to shoot him. It's so fucking disrespectful.
It is. What pisses me off the most is before the quarterback threw that ball, he was scrambling, but he didn't have the arm to get it there. He had 7 yards on the. You got a good ball, you don't have to get in that position at all. But it was a dope ass catch.
I'm proud of Marcus Freeman for doing really well right now.
Yeah, they bounced back.
Yeah,
they bounced back. They really bounced back.
Seriously bounced back.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about Alabama a little bit. Do you think, and we talked about this earlier, with Terry very early in the podcast season, but do you think that Alabama is affected by these NIL deals? You think that's what's disturbing this thing a little bit? Like,
I don't know. It's hard to say that because when you see Georgia still hella good, like why,
Yeah, but why leave Georgia?
But so that's what I'm saying. If Georgia's capable of being really good, I think Alabama is just on a down year and Saban's losing it a little bit. His window's closing. I think the NIL deal affects all of the powerhouses, not just Alabama. But when you see Georgia still dominant, I think it more correlates to Alabama.
Yeah, but why would anybody leave Georgia though? Let's just say. Like,
why would anybody leave Alabama though? It's the same thing.
I'm saying getting them in there like you used to get them in with the NIL deal.
And I would say that affects every powerhouse, every Power 5 team, because now it's just so spread out. Like that, you see the Washington had a good win yesterday against Oregon at Penix. Michael Penix.
Yeah.
Oh my God, 408 yards at Oregon. At Oregon. Oregon sixth in the nation. That game was sick. See, now that's good quarterback play. I saw him stay in the pocket, throw a 45, 50-yard dime. Like, it couldn't have been.
Listen,
I had to watch the video like 10 times.
They ain't got no fucking
so
defense
beautiful
out there either.
No, they never have. I mean, USC maybe, but I mean, USC has a good defense, but Oregon's never been known for their high-quality defense.
I feel bad for Nick Saban. It's just like when Suge Knight got knocked out that time in the club, and I saw it. I was like, fuck, somebody knocked out Suge, bro. Suge is knocked out in here, cuz. Oh, no. The great Suge Knight. This is how I feel. Like, Nick Saban is just... Like, and listen, I'm going to tell you what. The way Homeboy wrote up on him last week with LSU was so disrespectful.
It was very disrespectful.
And listen.
And they got it done. Oh, man.
Listen. For anybody to do that shit and just say, man, fuck you. I'm going to go for the dude.
Well, it was funny because I was watching that game, and so, yeah, this is 2 weeks ago now. But I thought Vegas made a call in because Alabama was about to score. They threw that ball. It was tipped. They didn't call it a tip. They called it a pass interference. They fucking reviewed it. The ball was tipped. But they still call on the field stands. Pass interference, 1st and goal at the 2. And I was watching. Brian Kelly was walking with the ref, like fucking giving him the earful, right? Like, what the fuck is that? And the ref mouthed to him, That's not my call, man. It's not my call. And the camera switches back to the fucking other sideline, and I'm like, holy shit, Vegas just made a call. Vegas just made a fucking call.
Yeah.
And then so I think that's why Brian Kelly went for 2. He said, fuck Vegas.
Listen,
I ain't losing this fucking shit.
First of all, I was getting ready to get at you, dog. Like I was setting you up on some Reno shit. Like, so you Reno motherfuckers always think Vegas called in, right? And it's still not right my shit.
It's true though, but Vegas is the
I
main.
saw that, and I was like, what the fuck? And
I
it was like, whoop, whoop, never mind, never happened. Let's keep going.
He said, it's not my call, not my call. And then, it whipped up, and then Alabama scored, and I think, I don't know, my gut, just my fun brain, my conspiracy brain, say Brian Kelly said, fuck that, I ain't losing to Vegas. I'm going for 2.
Hey, listen,
and they got that shit.
Listen, but I can believe that it might have had a little Vegas on it. The way he just didn't give a fuck.
No, he wasn't.
No. Fuck that statement, dude. But listen, also too, I feel like we always talk about empowerment and growth and mental. How else do you come at a legend? How else do you come at a legend? If you want to be that motherfucker, you got to
punch him in the mouth.
But the way he did it was so disrespectful, so super disrespectful, and I liked it. I love that shit. Did you watch that Ole Miss Alabama game
yesterday?
Yeah.
Alabama won. It was a close game. It was 34-27, something like that.
Kiffin tried. I like Kiffin. I think he's in the best place right there.
I like Kiffin too. I've always liked Kiffin.
Yeah, I think he can do something. It's just a little bit of a brat, but listen.
I like fucking perfect.
Alabama is definitely not Alabama this year.
All. I think that. I mean, their quarterback's still legit. They still have players.
Hey, listen. He put that thing on his back last week, man. He put that whole game on his back last week.
And then their defense was exposed against Tennessee, like mega. Their cornerbacks were just getting fucked up all game long.
I think Tennessee was exposed as well.
Yeah, the next fall. I mean, they played Georgia, but yeah, I don't know if it was back to back. I don't think it was back to back weeks, but
I think Georgia learned a lot from fucking that game. Alabama against Tennessee. They just sat back and watched it too.
Oh yeah, that was free tape.
Yeah,
that was free tape.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think they totally sat back
because Alabama and Georgia play very similar as far as play good defense, have very skilled guys, and control the game.
I think it's a lot more discipline. I think Alabama's not playing disciplined football. They got a lot of penalties. That
goes to Saban then, doesn't it?
Stupid. I don't know.
How old is Saban?
72. Yeah. He was 72 or 73. He's in that range right there. 71.
That's old, man.
No, that's not old. Pressure. I don't think that's old for college football. I think
it's old for the position of head coach.
No, hell no. No. I think it's righteous. I think it's right then. I think you're hitting your wheelhouse right then.
They're 71.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly not. Saying.
Hey yo, we are the Dank Dads, man. You can catch us on. Tell them you can catch us on that free.
YouTube, Instagram, Dank Dad Sportscast. Dank Dad. Instagram is Dank Dad Dank Dad.
Underskirts. No, we do not do underskirts. We're Dank Dad underscore.
Just with the wife.
Okay. All right, that is.
Dank Dads underscore Sportscast on IG, YouTube, Facebook. We go live almost every Sunday. We got a couple other things that we're working on in the mix. A couple different shows. We'll be live on a Saturday night with some special guests.
Yeah, we have a shoe podcast that we're doing. Sneaker podcast.
Yep.
We're gonna do some sneakers. We're gonna talk about some libations, treats,
food in the city.
Oh boy. We're going to start doing food review.
So we come on every Sunday. It's mostly shoot the shit about sports, right? Just because it kicks off the NFL Sunday, yada, 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 right? Catch up for the whole week. But we'll be incorporating some later evening shows that are more cultural involved and food related.
A little more adult.
A couple local companies here in town. More different kind of types of guests, stuff like that. Real quick, if I can.
Go for it, my brother.
Just a quick shout out to my family, to my wife. We lost a loved one this weekend. Good, solid dude, my age, which kind of, makes me look myself in the mirror a little bit. Got a beautiful daughter that's my kid's age. Again, makes me look in the mirror a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Tragedy struck the family this weekend. It was tough. It ain't, healing's going to be a long process, especially for the closer ones involved. My wife, strong woman, just her threshold of putting up with shit is just through the roof, and I appreciate her mega. But just shout out to Jake Graves, R.I.P. Love you, bro. Love the family. That's it.
Well, there it is. But today we're going to celebrate some life.
We are celebrating life for him.
Today, guys, we did. Listen, I didn't do shit yesterday. I sat around and watched football. Then I went to the UFC fight, which was really, really good. I watched 3 really fire fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Carla Esparza, I knew she was going to get her ass whooped by old girl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They just look like 2 different kind of human beings.
Yeah, I mean,
Wei Zhang Li, she looks like
that she's been doing since 9 years old.
Yeah, her shoulders bigger than yours.
Oh, she's
yoked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's hella nice, which is cool.
Like, she don't speak English. How the
but
fuck
I've seen
do you know?
interviews and translators and stuff like that.
Nice?
Yeah, she's hella humble. It's pretty cool. And she just goes in there and bangs.
No. That's
she just goes in there and bangs. She's savage.
Yeah.
The way that the women's rankings and all that, she might hold that belt for a minute.
I don't know. Her and it's Thug Rose. You got Rose down there.
Didn't she already beat Rose?
No, she beat Joanna.
Right, but Rose just lost her belt.
Yeah,
recently.
Rose lost the belt to Carla. So Rose lost to Carla Esparza.
Rose can bang too, but every time I see her, I'm just like, oh no. She looks small. I don't know what it is, but against Lee, I don't.
You think Rose is cute? That's why you look at her, because you think she's cute. She is cute.
She is cute.
She's adorable.
Joanna's cuter, but
who?
Joanna.
You think Joanna?
I can't say her last name. I don't.
Young Jake Check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Rose just looks like.
I'm not attracted to either one of them, but I think they're just dumb cute, both of them. And I hate to see her head swole up like that. When Johanna had her head, I was like, oh, fuck, god damn.
Yeah, when Mars attacked, that's what she looked like, bro.
Man, that was rough.
But that was the best women's fight of all time, that they say. They're both fucked up in that fight.
I don't know.
And that went the distance.
This Nunes, the last Nunes, and they banged too.
I mean, Nunes is the greatest. She's the GOAT, right? She lost, and then she came back and won. But she didn't win in dominant fashion, really. Like, she won a couple rounds.
We're going to see that again, huh?
She's getting a little bit older, too. She's at the end of her career.
Well,
a lot of fights.
She didn't have a baby.
True.
Her girlfriend had the baby. Yeah,
her girlfriend had the baby.
So, girl had a baby.
I mean, she's lioness forever.
100%.
She is the GOAT of women's fighting.
Damn it, gotta give it to her. And listen. Let me tell you something. I love the females fighting in the UFC. I fucking love it, and I can't even lie.
No, I think it's
they dogs.
Yeah, I think
they are dogs. They don't give a fuck.
No disrespect. I think it's the best female sport. Personally, just saying. I don't know. Yeah, why not? I mean,
yeah, he's right.
I mean, it's the best. It's the most entertaining.
You should lower them rims, like Shaq said, man. Yeah. Dunking and shit.
I mean, yeah. It's the most exciting. But it's, I think what makes it, it's like really, it's quality. It's quality. It's quality entertainment, right? It's not lacking on any. I think it's sometimes far more exciting than the men fight.
Listen,
right?
Way better. Way better. Way better than
what I like about it is the men's come in and they all look like fighters, right? They all are ripped, yada yada. They all look the same for the most part. Some a little bit bigger than others, but they all fucking look the same. The girls, you might have a girl that looks like a beast, and then you might have a girl that like, I could see you at Target right now, and then she just comes in and fucks shit up, right? Like she looks just like an average woman. I wouldn't, if I were see her walking down the street, I'd be like, nah, she's not. I wouldn't consider her, a UFC fighter. But like, God damn,
they had a girl earlier in the prelim. God, I forget her name. She fought a girl named Meatball, right? From like Liverpool. The girl's from Liverpool, right? And Meatball's a fucking savage.
Yeah, you don't have to say less.
Hey, listen,
you don't have to describe her anymore.
Old girl went in there and folded Meatball the fuck up and choked her out real quick. I said, God damn. I mean,
Meatball. What Meatball?
Hey, listen, Meatball was knocking motherfuckers out before she met this girl. I'm telling you, listen, you're right. It's probably the best female sport. Although I do love soccer. I love women's soccer. Yeah,
soccer's cool too.
Like they really get it in, But yeah, so we had Carla Esparza, we had Wei Zhang Li, and then we had Michael Chandler and
Dustin.
Oh goddamn!
So that first round, Dustin looked like he was about to be dropped.
No.
And then he held in there. He was catching some hands though, and he had him against a cage. Chandler was just getting him, and then it split.
If you're not a Dustin Poirier fan, you wouldn't have known what was happening. That's who he is.
Yeah,
he is that motherfucker.
But Michael Chandler's a beast though. That dude be knocking people out.
He let Michael Chandler blow his wad. Is what he did.
Pretty much, and he's lucky he didn't get caught with a really good one because he was getting caught. And then it flipped.
Easily.
And then it was over from there.
He died with that high crotch. When he picked him up with the high crotch and he carried him and he didn't land right, he ended up on top, it was over after that.
Yeah, that was just two dogs.
Yeah, but I mean he threw a lot of punches in the first round. He threw a lot of heavy punches in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Then you notice in the second round he started trying to change the levels a little bit. He never even did too many kicks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just felt like he just fucking blew his wad and it was just like, all right, shit. And then that's Dustin Poirier's life. That's who Dustin Poirier is. He's with that.
Definitely one of the most savage sports, bro. I was sitting there watching it and Chandler's face was already bleeding like a motherfucker, right? Bloody, gushing everywhere, fucked up. And he was sitting on top of Poirier, right? This fucking close. And just blood dripping into Poirier's mouth and just fucking.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just sitting there like, obviously, Poirier's not thinking about that probably in that moment, right? He's just all
little bit.
Probably a little bit because he's a professional.
Thinking about that.
And his mouth was open when a lot of them were coming in.
I listened.
And I was like, oh, damn, like that's some fucking savage.
Listen, bro, I've seen Randy Couture bleed the fuck all over a guy one time, dog. I mean, listen, the guy was Randy Couture was bleeding on him, dude, and the guy was trying to get his eyeballs wiped out, but he was trying to hold Randy's arms at the same time. And just blood was just.
I mean, that's a savage tactic.
Oh, 100%.
Just start rubbing your face all over them and shit.
And then before we go into the Israel Adesanya fight, like UFC is doing a slap fight, a slap league now.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that? Did you watch the pay-per-view?
I did, but I must have stepped out the room or something.
No. You're probably right. So at the end of the pay-per-view, they showed like this new slapping league.
Like slap boxing?
Nah, homie. You hold on to the.
Oh, okay. I've seen those like videos. I've never seen it with UFC incorporated. And you get one slap per person. You take off.
I guess. Yeah.
And powder your shit
Every
up.
slap I saw that they showed the previews for, the motherfucker ended up on the ground.
Of course. That's advertising.
Hey, listen, man.
I've seen that. So they do that a lot in like.
I'm a different breed of man. You
foreign countries.
Slap me.
And it's funny though because it's.
Is that true? So in foreign countries, that's what they do.
I've seen so many videos and so many leagues. I mean, I'm sure it happens here too, but I've seen a lot where it happens. Like it's pretty popular, where they hold on to their bar and they take their slap. What's funny though is you catch the people that are really in it and versus not because they'll flinch. It's hard not to. The body automatically just does that. You guys sit there. I'll just close your eyes and
listen, bro.
Wish for the best.
If a man slap you and knock you the fuck out, bro, that's a whole nother type of slap. I'm cool. Listen.
That's probably a lot of.
Hey, listen, bro. Do not slap me, man. Nobody ever slap.
I like they want.
Hey, listen. One guy had a little jig with his shit.
So UFC's like. Wow.
Dude just hit the ground. I mean, straight to the ground, dog.
And UFC was promoting it. Yeah. Like, they're backing.
Listen. Okay, I'm gonna say that because it came out after the UFC fight, but they all had uniforms on. So I'm assuming somebody,
yeah, there's money pushing it.
Absolutely. Sure. Anyway, Israel Adesanya, Pereira, they fight.
Rematch from way back when, right?
K1 kickboxing guys back then. He knocked them out. What a good fight.
It was a good fight, and I love it. But at the same time, I had a gut feeling from the very start of that fight that it wasn't going to end well for him, just based on how he was. Pereira was pushing him against the cage, controlling the circle, controlling the middle, and I thought it was pretty simple that he was outboxing him the whole time. Even though they gave Izzy all 4 rounds to begin with, like he was winning.
Put him in trouble a little bit.
Oh yeah, they both did. Well, you see that at the end of round 1 or 2, when it was at the buzzer, and he caught him.
Yeah,
he caught him stumbling, and then they were talking about how Pereira at the final round, their trainers left the ice out on the mat.
Yeah.
And the refs had to stop it and clean it up for a second just to give him that fucking 15 more seconds.
Why not?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Hey,
find me later. Find me later.
Please.
Yeah.
I'm with that shit, cuz.
No, I like that. Any advantage you can get.
Anything about fucking trying to win at all costs. I'm with it.
I do think that the ref stopped it a tad early because he was still fighting a little bit. He was on his feet. He was on his feet. And I'm a true believer. You really got to knock out the champ to take his belt. And you don't know.
The champ, he got knocked the fuck out.
There's too many times where guys look like they're hurt and they come back and win.
I will say that.
So, if you're standing, I mean, I don't know. I think you gotta put him down somehow. I think if he would have grappled his legs and ground and pound, they would have called it real quick then, right?
True.
But let him because there's a lot of times where guys gain their composure. They just get their bell rung real quick, and he was getting fucked up, no doubt. Right?
They didn't disappoint though.
No.
They didn't disappoint at all.
That guy looked big. He looked small.
Well, he was 6'4", and this motherfucker looked like Xerxes from 300. I was like, big. Why is he so much bigger than this dude?
And there was a couple times where they tried to grapple up, and Izzy tried to hang on to that and got out of it, but.
Homeboy's way too strong for him, doggy. That's a big fucking dude.
What's annoying though is
he's John Jones big.
Oh yeah, he's big.
Yeah,
he is big.
Yeah,
and to have only 4 fights in the UFC and now he's a champion and beating one of considered arguably one of the greatest ever.
But listen, his man told him in the corner, he said, "Listen, you got to go knock him the fuck out.
You got one more round, you're gonna be champion.
Knock him the fuck out." He was like, "Okay." Literally, I mean, and listen, he wasn't breathing hard or anything. Like, he was super composed. Damn it, Izzy. I like Izzy.
Those punches at the end of the round that he gave him, that caught him with that left hook. I mean, he got him a little wobbly. And luckily, saved by the bell. Like, to the T, right?
And you know what? What do you, I hate to fucking lose. I really do, right? What are you thinking this morning, like, as Israel, like, you're thinking about that all day, all night. That's all that's on your mind as a competitor.
Yep.
That 1 second, man.
That one missed punch or that one opportunity I missed on. Oh yeah, for sure.
Lost in front of the whole world.
It's kind of intriguing, like when you win for so long, and you don't really know what loss is like after fucking 8 years to a decade, right? And well, not that long for Izzy, but that was how it was for like Nunez. Like, you don't know what it is to lose like that. And so long, you've been on this fucking top pedestal forever.
He's lost.
He has.
Yeah, he
got not in a long time. He had that belt for a while.
3 years ago, he lost. Yeah.
How many fights? 6? Since then that he's won?
No, I think maybe 3 or 4 fights, maybe. No, I think maybe
I thought 3. He held it for a minute, but
he didn't lose the belt. Remember, he went up.
Oh,
before Big Boy.
That's right.
And Big Boy mashed him.
That's right.
He didn't stand a fucking chance against that dude. And then he was like, he was going to fight John Jones. I was like, no. This dude is the kindergarten version of John Jones, man. Don't fight that motherfucker.
Who's the greatest UFC fighter of all time?
Who? John.
Yeah, I think that. I don't think you can argue John. I mean, I put Nunez up there, but.
Oh, well.
But John, I think, has more contested belts. He's had the head belt longer. He's had more belts. And You think his fuckery outside of the octagon has
No, I
held
don't.
him off at
I
all?
don't.
His drugs and any of that
I don't
stuff?
think. Listen. If drugs work for you, bro, if that shit works for you,
Yeah, I don't deny that, but there's no denying the legal shit that's involved with it. And fights being canceled, he fucked over DC. Daniel Cormier when he failed the drug test. DC was hurt by that one. That fucked a lot of things up.
DC's gonna get his ass beat regardless.
He beat him, didn't he? Once they fought twice, and I think it's 1-1.
Never come close to beating John Jones. Not even close.
Well, then who did he beat when he took the
beat
belt?
him. He won because he failed the drug test. That's why he beat him. They found that white
right
in Johnny's system. But no, man, fuck no. He was gonna get his ass beat. I'm not gonna sit up there and be like, yeah, man, did you even fight? And I know I'm gonna get my ass beat. No, hell no. And I'm not even gonna fight that motherfucker if I know I'm gonna get my ass beat either. You gotta be honest with yourself. When a person's just better,
they're not thinking that way though. They're not in that position thinking that way.
Hey, listen, man. When a man dominates you in a certain manner, you know.
Yeah, but every single one of those guys think that they're the shit. So, and they have to be where they're at.
Not when you get dominated like that.
Maybe after the after the fight.
You can pretend it, but in here, you know that dude. He's the guy.
Do you believe in O'Malley? You think he's
Sean O'Malley?
Yeah, you think he's the real deal?
I think he's cool. I don't think he's. I just don't think there's nobody really in that division who's really going to make him solidify him.
Yeah.
You know, like this fight with Israel Adesanya, like this is really putting him on another level of like a war. I don't think Sean O'Malley's fought any wars.
No, not yet. I mean, Peter Yan was his first.
And I don't think much of Peter Yan, to be honest.
That was his first. That was his biggest fight today, right?
I don't think much of Peter Yan.
Well, everyone was saying Sean lost that, but I don't know. I guess it went to decision.
I don't think much of Peter Yan. I don't think that he's that great of a fighter. And I just don't think that Sean O'Malley. I think he's got a dope name. I don't think he's like on Conor McGregor level yet. He hasn't fought anybody.
Yeah.
You know, like that to give him something to be, oh shit, like Yan wasn't nobody.
Yeah, no, Conor went to war with a lot of people.
Oh, he sure did.
A lot of people.
Easy.
And he had that character that took off. Sean O'Malley has that too, but a little bit more on the goofy side.
He ain't got like he had.
The swagger that McGregor had.
That comes around once in a
lifetime. But yeah, McGregor fought motherfuckers. Nate Diaz to Dustin Poirier to everybody.
But listen, even when he was coming through the ranks before he got his belt, like he went through a murderer's row of real fucking fighters before he got up there. And that's why he got the chance so quick, because they had a bunch of killers in that division. That 145 division was a sick ass division. You had him, you had fucking Khabib, you had because Khabib was down there at that time.
Yeah.
You had Jose Aldo. You had Dustin was down there there.
For the most part, he handled all of them.
He handled them all.
Dustin got him.
Listen, he fucked up Dustin bad.
Aldo, he dropped. Yeah, he fucked up Dustin, but then Dustin got his get back.
Little pea-head motherfucker, I swear to God, and he bopped his ass 2 times and it was done.
But then Dustin got his get back.
Yeah, but damn, Dustin Poirier last night probably weighed 189 to 200 pounds last night.
That's why I heard McGregor's going up to 175. That's big as shit. I just
coming back and fighting?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Who knows? And the money's hard to stay away from.
Listen, bro, I would never.
And that's all you know.
For what? When he got fucking $82 million a year coming in from Proper 12?
Yeah, but he's about to get another 20 off of a 25-minute fight.
Hey,
actually,
listen,
it's not 25 minutes. A month of preparation.
I'm not getting in there to get my ass to get hit in the head.
Well, then, so do you think then Nate Diaz's move is correct? Go over to boxing, win that shit.
I think people like Nate Diaz just need some shit to do, or shit's gonna go bad in their life.
Well, you think so? I think he's got a hand in a lot of shit. I think he's out there moving.
No. I'm not saying that. Like me personally, like I can't just. I'm not the person to just be like, all right, chill for 3 weeks,
right?
You know, like the level of chilling I'm gonna get into is going to be deep. You know, so I think he's one of those guys that knows who he is as a person. And it's just like, you know what? I got to keep moving. I got to do something else. I got to keep challenging myself. You know, him and his brothers do the triathlons. They fucking do ultra marathons and shit like that. They still do fucking jiu-jitsu tournaments as well.
You think he's top 5 biggest gangsters in UFC history?
Oh, to number 1. Ain't no biggest gangster than
I don't think
Diaz
so, but
brothers.
at the same time, when you've got Russians and shit like that, those guys are pretty gangsters.
Oh, let me tell you something, bro. Let me say something. When you see how they move when they come to Vegas, them Stockton boys, when they come to Vegas, bro. And listen, it's white, black, and Mexican dudes. It's about 30 of them. And they mob. And they're not playing. And listen, they gonna ask about no guns, bro. We don't have a Draco, but we do have these. Do you want them? Trust me, dog. These are the most abrasive motherfuckers. They don't care. And then when they start drinking and smoking weed, oh, they really about that life, dog. Like, that's another kind of gangsters. You can only probably get about 16 Russians.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But
that's true.
I love that your UFC fight was amazing, bro. Like, that was a really good card. I'm thankful for Dana White always giving us great fights, man.
Yeah, he does a great job with that.
This motherfucker's
even
phenomenal.
Fill-ins are ready to go.
Just prelims, main card, top to bottom, UFC, you did it.
And just to think about where he started from.
Yeah, absolutely.
And at that time, boxing was
the belief
high,
system.
And he fucking right past boxing.
Listen.
That.
Should we go right into boxing? Should we touch boxing?
I mean, that's a little bit more your subject, but yeah. I mean, do you think that the extent of it? I know a little bit on a lot of players are like Nate Diaz is going into the boxing for that Logan Paul. Logan Paul just beat Silva.
I don't believe that.
I know, but if Nate Diaz loses to Logan Paul, how are you gonna feel?
Is it Logan or Jake?
Sorry, Jake Paul. My bad.
Yeah,
Jake the young one.
Jake won't fight him.
That's what he's calling him out, and that's Nate Diaz said he's going to boxing.
It's not going to happen.
That's a money fight.
It's not going to happen.
You don't think so? Damn. I'm glad because I don't want that.
Here's the thing. The Paul fight. Listen, man. I've been around the boxing gyms a long time, and I've been around fighting a long time. And then as an adult is when I really got into like mixed martial arts, just training and enjoying training in mixed martial arts. Right. I've been choked out by a 17-year-old Asian kid that was about 172 pounds. All right. At the time, I probably was 260. At the time, that's how big I was, and he choked me out. His skill level of how he got to that choke was so crazy that I was really thrilled with how he did it. So I kind of got lost.
He probably crawled all over you.
I mean, listen, it was so smooth how he lullabied. I mean, I was like, and you learn at the same time, right? You learn how to do shit by having shit done to you, right? So I got was like, oh, fuck, motherfucker's supposed up. Right? So you're out. You're just done, right? So I got on the mat with this guy 1,000 times, and it ended up the same way, kind of. He was just really skilled at what he was doing. Even though he was a little dude, he knew what he was doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now you take a person like Tyron Woodley, who's been knocking everybody the fuck out for years in the UFC. And you mean to tell me this motherfucking kid is going to come along and beat Tyron Woodley?
That's
no way.
That was my exact same fucking thought.
No way.
Like, there's no way
There's no way.
I gave him the credit for the Dan Askren, okay, washed up, whatever.
Even Askren, bro. Listen.
I know.
Even Askren.
I'm right on your same page.
Let me tell you something. If I saw Askren last night at Mama Celeste at the UFC, and I was like, what's popping? That motherfucker, believe me, has enough hand game that me and him could get busy and it could be competitive. Seriously competitive. I'm not going to let Ben Askren beat me no fist fight, though. You heard? But I will say this. Yo, he can do very well with his hands. There's no way this Rudy Poo dude is beating these guys for real, bro.
I know that Jake is really training. Like, he is really, really training and has been for a while.
Brother, listen. If you really know shit about boxing, bro.
I'm not a believer in Jake, but I'm just trying to be the
If you know shit about boxing, you know 100 skills to take a motherfucker like this out before I
would imagine so.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever watch a Floyd fight and that motherfucker just started doing little goofy shit and playing with people and just messing around. This guy's paying people to lose those fights.
Yeah, I mean, Mayweather did that with Logan Paul when he fought him. He could have put Logan Paul down many times.
Absolutely.
It's all money. So that hurts boxing, though.
Well, I think what
It's all gimmicky now.
No, I think they're building. I think he's putting the shit on his back, right? Where it's just like, well, because you're not getting no fights in boxing anymore.
Right. Yeah.
You don't get anything.
Right.
You want to see Terrence Crawford and
Errol
Spence? No. You want to see Gervonta Davis and anybody but Ryan Garcia, right? I don't want to see Gervonta Davis fight fucking Ryan Garcia, but I guess he has the numbers. Ryan Garcia is the heartthrob. He's got the Gatorade commercials and the whole nine,
pretty boy, all that.
So I guess they want to match that up. But I'd rather see him fight Devin Haney. I'd rather see him fight Shakur Stevenson. And we don't get those fights. So what I found out yesterday from Blue Boy Sports Boxing, shout out to Blue Blood, shout out to the LBBC. Those guys always got a dope podcast. Check out Blue Blood Sports Podcast. Super dope. Boxing podcast. And he was saying that I guess they're going to open up the first quarter budgets and then they're going to let all these fights go. They're going to rock them.
Okay.
So you're going to have Terrence Crawford in 2023. You're going to have Gervonta Davis fighting against Ryan Garcia in 2023. And there was one more. Oh, Jamel Charlo. The Charlo brothers are going to be fighting in 2023. I'm not sure who they're going to fight, but won't be Canelo.
Davis is 28, older than what I thought. Ryan Garcia's got to be
24.
Yeah. So
he's a young guy, and it's going to be. That's a good fight. I can't wait to see the fight.
Yeah. Boxing, I hate to say, has just been dying forever for a long time now.
They need commission. I think they need to let Dana White be the commissioner of boxing.
That would be savage.
Because there's no reason why.
That would hurt the UFC, though, wouldn't it?
Why? No, hell no.
Not if it's the same money that he's pulling in. People will leave the UFC just to go box.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, the pain and.
Hey, yo, bro, box is hard.
Yeah, but not as hard as UFC.
Listen, I'd rather fight in UFC than be a boxer.
I would say boxing could be more technical as far as.
You can only fight with these two things right here.
But for a fighter who is really good at just boxing, and they don't have to fuck with the other shit.
If you're watching the way that the UFC is trending now, it's a lot of grappling. It's a lot more close quarter fighting, and then boxing on the back end. If you look at Kamaru Usman. Yeah. He gets you right up on that cage and then dirty boxes and then he takes you down. There's a ground and pound. I think that's the exciting part about the UFC. I think the UFC is way better than boxing ever was.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sorry, but yeah.
Of course.
And I love Hagler.
Entertainment,
Hearns,
absolutely.
Leonard, yeah, for sure. I think it's just a better.
They took over quick. But
very fast.
I think that boxing really needs a personality, a couple of them. That's what helped UFC. There isn't a lot of personalities in that are, I guess, broadcasted correctly. So yeah, maybe it is they need a commissioner. They need their own league with someone like Dana White putting that shit on. Because when the biggest fights are Tyson Fury and Wilder, I mean, good fights, but it's a bunch of big ass guys swinging at each other, right? It's definitely not as exciting as Mike Tyson's heavyweight fight.
No,
at all.
But Floyd was I think we dropped the Floyd hangover now. We don't have a Floyd.
Oh man, and yeah, for most people, there's no one to hate on.
Yeah,
and that's what the personality is, right?
And to be honest, the crazy shit is that I don't think anybody really knows boxing outside of a Floyd Mayweather for real. Other than like a real like a casual fan, you really don't know who fuck Jamel Charlo is.
That's boxing's fault.
That's what I'm saying. You're right. That's the problem is that it put to the casual fan, when you think about boxing, you think about what? Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
To the casual fan, right? A casual fan can't tell you about, couldn't tell you about, what's my boy from DC that I love more than anybody? Gary Russell. They wouldn't know about Gary Russell. Gary Russell was a hell of a fighter, just won't never get a fight.
Yeah, and I don't think boxing will ever surpass UFC again. Because UFC or boxing doesn't provide that entertainment like UFC does.
It could.
Could.
It very easily could provide the entertainment. But if you look at what Jake Paul is doing, he's building a brand to say, hey, listen, you guys ain't got to do that shit no more. I'll get you $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they're trying to say is that Showtime doesn't have the budget. This person doesn't have the budget. No, they have the money. They just want to wait till first quarter to get the numbers on
Right.
on
And I mean, Jake Paul's bringing that shit in.
Yeah, he's like, yo, fuck
He's got the
y'all.
younger crowd,
100%
which will ultimately help boxing.
on his own in partnership with Triller.
No, he's smart on that
That's
aspect.
fucking smart because what's going to
Very
happen soon is that these guys ain't going to be signing with no more PBCs anymore, no more.
And Thriller's fun. They have Snoop Dogg up there commentating, smoking weed and
Come
shit.
on, man.
I mean, they have a lot of fun.
Hey, listen,
They have a lot of fun.
that is going to be the new way. But yes, definitely. Salute. At least we'll get those fights in 2023.
Who's your greatest boxer of all time?
Wow.
You can give me by decade.
Nah, I can give it to you right now. Marvelous Hacker, my favorite of all time. If I could.
So your favorite? So who is
The greatest?
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather is the greatest boxer of all time.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I gotta say Floyd. But if I were to cater my mentality and style of the way I live my life, I would say Marvelous Marvin Hagler. He was a really methodical dude. He left the United States. He didn't feel like he was given a fair shot here in the States. He cool, no problem. Went overseas to Italy and became a fucking movie star and never came back. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't blame him. But definitely. Let's move on to some NBA, Jeffrey. Who are we doing? Let's let them know who we are. We got a Dank Dads, man. Where can you find us at, Jeffrey?
Instagram, Big Dads _ Sportscast, IG, YouTube, Facebook.
Where do we start with NBA, Jeff? Where do we start?
The 2-10 Lakers. Started from the bottom.
Oh.
The 2-10 Lakers. So LeBron is still playing his ass off. 25 points a game, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. That's what he's averaging on the season. Just got hurt last week. Not anything big, but yeah, just being too fucking big and old out there. Injury, basically what it is. But 25 points a game, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. So he's still playing his ass off. He's still playing at an elite level. But he has no fucking help. Anthony Davis is the most disappointing big man of all time.
Shouldn't trade Anthony Davis.
Yes. Why you still can. Why you still can. Before his next injury. I mean, Anthony Davis is probably 30 with hella injuries. He is not next to Greg Odom. He's the biggest disappointing big man. You think so? He's never.
Greg Odom. Wow.
I know. It's a little disrespectful for Anthony Davis, but
God damn.
But the hype, so Anthony Davis hit that elite level.
He's gonna get you. He's gonna get you, buddy. Ooh, Greg Odom.
I'll just go out one of his legs.
I do not agree with him, Anthony. I do not.
Obviously not. I know that obviously that's a stretch, right? But Anthony Davis just, to be honest, is playing good this year. I'll give him that. He is playing good, but for how long is it going to last? He always gets injured.
Listen, I don't disagree with
He doesn't stay at the elite level like he should have been 4 years ago. He gets there, stops, gets there, stops. Or he's like, oh, I'm about to be elite. And then he just falls off again, gets hurt. And it's just the same repetitive shit year in, year out, right?
Well, I think that the Celtics are going to go really far.
10-3.
Yeah, I think
they're looking nice. Tatum's balling his ass off. 32 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists.
They played the Pistons the other night. Tatum did 43 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. Smart also 18 points, 2 rebounds, 10 assists. These guys are consistent as fuck.
Yeah, they're good all around.
I wonder if that coach will come back. You think Ime Udoka is going to come back over?
He's not the Nets coach now?
No, boy.
They allowed him to talk.
Huh?
Yeah.
No.
The guy that got suspended for the Celtics.
Boy, you better not even talk about this on the show. He didn't get it. Trust me.
He didn't get it.
Vaughn is the coach.
But he was interviewed, right? Like he had the opportunity.
I don't know.
He's not coming back.
No,
he's already interviewed for other teams.
No, so they told me he could interview for the job too. He wanted.
Gotcha.
He's still locked in with them, but he can interview and just suffer. But I wouldn't suffer.
He's not going back.
Listen, I don't know.
I mean, it's hard to say because we don't really know what the fuck's going on in that organization and all that, right?
What's going on?
You know how media blows that shit up bigger than I mean, obviously Celtics felt a certain way to suspend him for the year. So, I mean, I guess there is some fucking fire there.
He
But
fucked somebody's wife. Yeah, that's why he's suspended.
But they're 10-3 without him. I mean,
well, listen, I think they just roll the basketball out there and let them dudes play. They gonna ball.
I was gonna say,
they hungry.
Out of all of the team sports, basketball might be the needed head coach.
Absolutely. That's why dumbass over there were like, yeah, we don't need a coach, man. We can do this ourselves.
Baseball, you need one. NFL, you need one.
Yes.
Basketball. NFL, you're not telling LeBron you need to do this, and this here at this time.
NFL, you need a lot of coaches in the NFL.
Yeah, oh yeah. You need coaches for coaches.
Shit ton of coaches.
Yeah, and then in baseball, they have a little bit more influence on when they bring pitchers out and stuff like that. But the NBA, I mean, other than the young guys that are learning the game as far as learning how to work in the NBA, they don't need no fucking coaches.
So we jump into Kyrie or what?
Kyrie.
Let me say this. I just got this. I got to say this, right? We don't do politics on this show, right? We don't do that shit.
No.
We don't do color on the show. We don't do that. Not here. We don't. But let me say this. I've been seeing these people on social media and different podcasts saying that when they're trying to, even Jason Williams, did you see his? Mm-hmm. Oh boy, Jason Williams went and did the whole thing. Well, I don't think Kyrie, back in the day when they had slaves and he was a proud man and they had to buck break a slave, right? If you were the sassy slave, they did you wrong in front of everybody, so they got the point, right? So that's what they're trying to say that they're doing to Kyrie Irving.
Because he's the loud one?
Well, they're just saying that they're making an example of him, and whenever somebody says this and says that about other races, they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't, it's not this severe, is what they're saying, right? So,
right, because, I mean, he's suspended
5 games, right?
I thought, as far as I know.
Okay.
No, I mean, I heard the owner saying he cannot come back until he makes the people feel like he is sorry. Basically, in those roundabout words, like you need to prove that you are sorry.
Okay. Right.
And but for no criminal record, nothing like that.
Hold on. Because here's the thing. What you have to really realize is that if you watch what he posted, for a lot of you people making these decisions and saying that they're trying to buck break this dude and do this and do that and do this, first and foremost, Kyrie Irving is a narcissist. They think they know every fucking thing. Now, what I think he did was trying to be interesting and put this shit up on this social media without watching it. But if you watch it, it's severe.
Right?
Now, when you have a people such as fucking, Jewish people, and I was talking to a Jewish person who I had a conversation with, and this is what they said. They said, listen, African Americans were enslaved, they were taken from and brought to America. He said, imagine living in a country, living your life, just chilling, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're a slave the next day.
Right, yeah. You're on a boat out of there.
In the place you thought was your home. He said, you know how that started? It started with propaganda. African Americans just take it. And bro, just imagine living right now. God forbid, Jeffrey, they just keep the propaganda going. Next thing you know, that this genre of people is bad. And I guess it's a very fearful thing for Jews, right? So I don't know if people. I don't know how many people have actually seen what the fuck he posted because it was heinous.
You think he would have the same consequences as any other documentary or anything that he posted with a different race involved?
I don't know. I'm just saying what he put up there. I don't think he really researched what the fuck he was putting up there, bro.
But I mean, the Jewish community and the Jewish people are very powerful behind the scenes.
Well, also too, let me say this. you know, LA. So, you know, if you ever see a Jewish school in LA, like you go down Coldwater Canyon, there's about 4 or 5 of them. And you go down Ventura, there's a couple on Ventura, there's a couple Calabasas way, right? Woodland Hills. They got motherfucking armed guards, like real armed people at the schools.
That's crazy. And in California too, that's nuts.
Listen, they got real security out there, bro. I'm not talking about school police or nothing like that. They got real ex-military dudes out there at these schools. And yo, there's a reason why, right? But also, let me tell you this: Jewish people are probably the tightest community in this country,
Super
and
tight.
it's not that many of them. I think it's 30 million.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? But look how far they come. Look what they've done. Look how they stuck together.
Well, and they do it quietly.
Very quietly.
Very quietly. You don't hear any backlash towards
they selling the gold chains.
Yeah. And they hold on to that money.
Hey, come on, man. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't think that we can sit somewhere and tell people, especially when you see what he posted. I understand why they're like, yo, man, you got to do better than just your little bullshit. I know who I am. And Yo, come on, man.
But at the same time, like on the off end of that, why can't somebody just say and feel how they want to fucking feel? And it doesn't have to hold weight towards the organization, and it doesn't have to hold weight to my teammate because just because I'm your teammate now, I have to feel that same way, or I'm guilty of what you just said. Why can't we just have all individual fucking thought processes? That's what's annoying to me. Is it's not against a lot to be racist. It's against a lot to suppress somebody in on certain factors. But if I feel a certain way, like that person should just feel a certain way. And then you chalk it up, okay, I don't want to be that person's friend because I feel that way. Okay, and then you move on. It doesn't have to now all of a sudden just because the Nets don't suspend him, now the Nets hate Jews, right? That's not the case. That's not how my brain fucking works. I think Kyrie to the individual. I don't think, now it has bad, now Nike supports him. Like I don't see it that fucking way.
Well, like I said, like listen, if you post something that is that heinous, and then turn around and say, listen now, listen, bro, listen.
So he should just double down.
Listen, you know Zach Wilson?
Yeah.
For the Jets?
Yeah.
He has a lot of political views. Kirk Cousins?
Oh, I'm sure.
Gang of political views. And guess what? They ain't all cool to me.
Yeah, probably not to a lot of people.
But that's his opinion.
That's how it should be.
He's sticking with it.
So the difference is he's just not coming out posting the dumb shit.
Exactly. But yeah, but also too, this motherfucker never watched what he posted, bro. I'm telling you. Listen.
Or maybe he did and he had a different perspective on it.
There's no way. Listen, I guarantee to this day, Kyrie's like, I wish I had watched that shit before I put that bitch up. Okay, now from Duke, I went to Duke. I came back there, man. I'm also a narcissist.
They're still flat.
Oh man, I'm gonna look real dumb. I already look dumb. I left LeBron. I look dumb already. What do I do? I'm always looking dumb. What do I do? I know who I am, so I can't be anti-Semitic.
So now that we're at the root of it, his downfall is once he left LeBron. He started going downhill.
He need guidance.
Now that we're on,
Kyrie can't be led by himself, bro.
And that's the root of it right there.
It is.
LeBron was his bigger brother. Needed him.
He can't be led by himself.
Damn.
Fuck. God damn you, Kyrie. Anyway, homeboy, let's move right along. Commissioner Silver, man, motherfucker is not playing.
No.
Anyway.
And he's known as one of the best commissioners in all sports. He's one of the more for the people. The MLB commissioner's ass, he fucking is dirtbag. Goodell, he plays both sides of the fence.
Let's go right there then, because I just want to say something. I don't like doing this shit on my show. I don't like getting into this place where like I don't like being black or white. I don't like being political, right or left.
Right. I agree.
But there's just some shit that I have to point out sometimes. Right? So we got Kyrie. Boy, good luck to Kyrie. because I really feel like he's going to fucking need luck down the road. Especially if you just can't say, hey, I'm a narcissist. I'm not that smart, but I am going to shoot myself in the foot until I lose my foot.
And it's not good being towards the back half of your career
and
losing your Nike contract.
He's dropping great points. He's still a hell of a basketball player. He's one of the greatest basketball players that ever played the basketball game.
As far as the game of basketball, yeah, I would agree.
Can't deny that.
No, the skill-wise.
Listen, he's a fucking freak of nature.
Yeah, his handles are legit. His layup packages are
everything.
Legit.
He is it. Now, when we turn around, I just want to say something about let's move into the NFL. And I want to touch on the Lamar Jackson thing, right? I want to go back about 2-3 years ago when he was at a press conference and they were saying, are you a quarterback or whatever, right? And so it went from there. He improved this year. Now he's not going to make it because he runs a lot, and it just seems to always be something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I really paid Lamar attention. I paid Lamar attention, right? And I started looking at him and listening to him, and now I really listen to what he's saying when he's, doing his press conferences and things of that nature. But also too when they toss that sign down into him,
mm-hmm.
He walked past and he picked it up. Handed it back to him, right? So Lamar has these braids, right? And I don't know if he got a girlfriend or what, but they ain't always done, okay? So he's like, you know what?
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
I'm just getting ready
raggedy.
I'm just gonna go bald today, dog. I don't care about these braids. I don't know if he's taking a good shower. He looked like he just leave out the house and be like, let's do this. I'm Lamar Jackson for the Ravens, right? And so I was watching that Ravens game, and then in the halftime portion, they had Beast Mode he does this whole show. He goes to different places and experiences different things with food and culture and things of that nature. And I look at him and I listen to him, and he's a lot like Lamar Jackson, right? These guys are from where they from. They rep their culture hard.
They didn't take the open road. They made their own road.
They made their own road.
Right? They didn't take the open one.
Now listen, when there was an option to hand off tackle and win a Super Bowl,
mm-hmm.
they didn't want Beast Mode to say, I'm going to Disney World. Because you become the face of the NFL. Right? Yeah. Once you say, I'm going to Walt Disney World.
They needed Russell Wilson to do that.
They needed him to do that.
Or Tom.
Oh,
fuck.
Right? So now, every time we see...
Oh, man.
I'm just saying, every time
you see Marshawn just bouncing? Oh,
because you see him with Mickey Mouse, rocking Mickey Mouse.
I mean,
like, well,
he will, he will be.
Could you imagine that?
Oh, man. But, I mean, they're...
Could you imagine him? What's up, cuz? All through Disney World? I would love it. I love the culture. So now when I'm seeing Lamar, I'm just seeing all these ways they're trying to tarnish him. Well, if he keeps doing that.
Well, I hope that because Marshawn is well liked right now.
What?
Like they love the guy.
Who
right?
don't love him?
Right. So I hope that Lamar gets to that point.
I think he's already. Listen.
I don't think he's there yet.
I think he's definitely a likable, super dope dude. I just think that I don't think that they want him to be the face. And so now, if we can say his legs, he runs too much, he does this, he does that. And so the other day when I saw him, he had the new braids. And somebody made a comment, "Oh, he got the fresh braids." That's because that's probably the first time we've seen him with some fresh braids playing.
Yeah, I've always seen it kind of always.
It's always raggedy,
mm-hmm.
right? And so I had to realize, like, yo, they don't want this dude to have to say, yo, we just paid Lamar the same amount of money we paid old boy Mahomes. Now listen, Mahomes is a much more. Do you see Lamar Jackson with the State Farm commercials?
No, I don't see Lamar Jackson with many commercials.
No commercials, because that's not the face of what they want to show. And I'm not saying it's a racial thing. I'm just simply.
I would say that Mahomes is still a better quarterback.
Yeah, no, Jeffrey, that's not the point.
Well, I know, but it's easier to pay that when he's better. If Mahomes was worse and he got paid, then I feel like that would strengthen the argument. Right?
Listen, I feel like Mahomes runs just as much as Lamar. He puts himself in just as much danger as Lamar. Oh, Lamar can't throw the ball? Well, Lamar's been throwing that ball.
I definitely don't think that they're far off of each other.
Oh.
I don't think it's close. Or I think it is close.
I think Mahomes is definitely a better quarterback for sure, but
right.
I think on a magical level of what these two
That's
motherfuckers do.
So you think they're not going to? I mean, someone's going to pay him, right? Some organization's not going to give a fuck about that.
I think someone's going to pay him. I just don't like the fact that that's the route that they're going to run to try to not make him the highest paid quarterback in the league. Even like a guy like Watson, like he's still pretty clean cut. He knows.
Oh, yeah.
But listen, what Lamar's doing, he's defying the rules on every single scale of what the NFL is used to. He doesn't have an agent. He negotiates his own deals.
They need to pay that man.
He didn't cop a plea from the beginning of the season. And he told him, hey, listen, after this week, we ain't talking no more, bro.
Yep. And what's dope is, I mean, he could have taken the easy way out and just sat out.
Oh, very much.
And then I mean, that would hurt his look even more, right?
I don't think he would have.
To the casual,
they would have paid him.
To be honest, to the casual white fan, yeah, that puts a bad taste in their mouth, which goes right back to what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about it like
that. Cocky guy, he's not gonna play. It's just fucking football. Blah 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 blah. It's just a game. You know, there's veterans out there.
Well, you're right.
Saying fucking shit.
You are right.
Right.
Now, let's. So, I just
shout out to Lamar.
Super shout out to Lamar, man. We are the Dank Dads, man.
Keep betting on yourself. Everybody. Keep betting on yourself.
Bet on yourself. And now, listen, as I see the season coming closer to an end, you see them saying little shit like, oh, well, you know, his legs or about this. Yeah, a couple years ago, his arm, he couldn't throw. Right. Now he can throw like a motherfucker.
And it sucks right now because his team is so hurt. Andrews is hurt. The running backs are hurt. Yeah, Bateman's out for the season.
Even in the midst of everybody being hurt, he still shows up. Mm-hmm. Still does his thing, right? And I definitely tell you what, he's definitely not playing with the same type of team that Patrick's playing.
No, without a doubt. Definitely. I mean, maybe a little bit better defense, but
yeah, I'm just simply saying he's
offensive wise, no,
making it work with less.
Absolutely, and has this entire time.
And that was just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts of what I.
Well, they're on a bye week this week, so hopefully.
Can I get into fucking Jeff Saturday? Just now, let me do some reverse. Can I go reverse? Let me go to reverse now, right? So Jeff Saturday's the new head coach of
Colts, right?
The Colts, right? So now you got Stephen A. Smith saying shit like, yeah, man, a lot of black coaches out there waiting on this job, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, no.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, man, I've been hearing this shit crazy. I just think that owner was like, yo, if there's anybody I know is going to get these motherfuckers going, it's Jeff Saturday. It's him, right?
And his beginning speech was dope.
I'm with it.
That shit was hard.
Hey, listen.
He's betting on himself.
Listen,
that's exactly what he fucking did.
He betting on himself.
That's exactly what he did.
He did.
And he said at the end of the season, if the owner comes up to me and says, hey, it didn't work out, thank you for the opportunity.
ESPN will be waiting on him to hear every piece of what he did.
Yes.
Right or wrong. But listen, I thought it was cool for the owner, to say, you know what? I know a fighter. I know a real gangster. Let me call Jeff. Damn, I think that's fucking dope, bro. How dope would it be if somebody was like, you know what? I'm going to call Ed Reed.
I mean, obviously, he was still around the organization a little bit, right? He had to. I mean, probably still has the friendship. Yeah.
It is his organization. He's like on the board. Like Willie McGinnis. Fair. Willie McGinnis is on the fucking chairman of, like, on the board for the Patriots. Jeff Saturday's the same shit. And he knows he's a fighter. He knows his mentality. He knows what he knows about football. Yeah.
His speech.
I'd like to see him get a real chance, though, not like a one.
Yeah. You can't grade a guy off of half of a season with no quarterback, and I think he deserves a chance further than. I mean, he's got a good matchup today.
Let's get into it.
All right, let me see the pen.
Let's go.
Well, I mean, let's check the score of the first game.
We are the Dank Dads, man. You can catch us on YouTube, Facebook,
Instagram. this first game that's going on in Germany
In Munich.
is 21-16 Buccaneers. 2 minutes left in the fourth. Buccaneers have the ball at halfway point, so it's either now or never for Seahawks. They only got one timeout with a 2-minute warning, so looks like it's going to be Tampa Bay winning that game.
I picked the Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't believe in the Seahawks, so I was kind of going Tampa Bay, especially after last week's win for Tampa Bay. I think they're starting to get right a little bit.
You think this is going to work? You just tell people you don't believe in the Seahawks. You think that shit is going to float with people?
I mean, the Niners already smacked them, so I don't really care.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to know.
So,
Clarity.
Yeah, are you worried of Geno Smith beating anybody in the playoffs? Okay. All right. Me either.
I want Geno to do good. You know
Me too, but all right.
I like Geno.
7-1 Minnesota Vikings at the 6-2 Buffalo Bills. Starting off early with a banger game. Allen is playing. He was hurt, but he's playing. Vikings on the road. Woo! I don't believe in the Vikings either, so I'm taking the Buffalo Bills.
You gotta believe in something. Yep. Kirk Cousins, man.
All right. Detroit at Chicago.
I don't believe in either one of those.
So Justin Fields is now playing his ass off. They molded the offense to really get him going. So I didn't remember a couple weeks ago in my fantasy thing where I dropped Aaron Rodgers for Malik Willis, and it didn't work at all. Like Rodgers still sucked, but Malik Willis got me like a point. Like it was terrible, right? I tried to get cute, but this last week.
The fact you did that in my house.
I know. I'm sorry, but last week I had the opportunity to not be in your house and do it again. So 2 minutes before kickoff, I dropped Aaron Rodgers and picked up Justin Fields, and Justin Fields went fucking nuclear.
Where did he go? How many points did he get?
On fantasy, it was 55.
What?
He had
What kind of loaded ass fantasy game are you playing?
He broke Michael Vick's single game rush record. He had 4 total touchdowns. The dude went off.
What was that record? You know?
173.
What?
He got 178. Okay. So I'll
take Chicago.
I'm taking Chicago just on that little. But they're starting to mend the
way to come with the stats, Jeffrey. Yeah.
Always. That's me.
Yeah.
Denver at Tennessee. Tannehill is back in action today.
I'm taking Tennessee all the way. That defensive line.
Denver won last week in or 2 weeks ago or whatever. I don't remember in London. They beat the Jags, right?
Barely.
What's his name? Wilson was doing high knees up and down the aisles, whatever the fuck he was doing. Tennessee, huh? I'm taking Tennessee as well, just because I think Derrick Henry.
Bullshit ass shit.
Unlimited.
Fucking high knees. Fuck out of here.
Okay.
People want to look so tired. People think you can't be successful without being tired.
Yep.
That's not true, man. You don't have to fucking be dead ass tired to be successful. You don't.
He was struggling. He needed to do something. But at the same time, if I'm in that organization and I just paid this guy $145 million fucking dollars and he's sucking ass, he better be fucking doing high knees on every goddamn flight.
Hey, listen. That has
Mr. fucking leader.
I'd rather him not do high knees and lay the fuck down somewhere and maybe sleep and do some cool shit.
Obviously, people are automatically thinking real high knees up in that aisle. Like, obviously, it's probably slow stretching ones to get his hamstring back. I can't imagine he's doing fucking agilities up and down the aisles. So.
Sit your ass down, bro. Bottom line, just sit the fuck down. Just listen. Shaq said it best. Shaq said he used to watch Kobe dribble an imaginary basketball for hours. He said, listen, I knew who I was as a man. All I had to do was come on that court and do what I had to do.
But we had this talk. Shaq had a 10 by 10 radius that he needed to stay in. He was never required to dribble up court. He was never required to dribble. So of course not.
I'm just saying, like, some people
should have been shooting his free throws.
Some people really think if they don't tell you that I only sleep 4 hours a day, they think that that's the way to success. And I'm just telling you, no, that's not.
But at the same time,
always the case.
At the same time, Kobe was successful, and maybe that worked for him, right? I mean, maybe sometimes you need to do that extra.
I think that Kobe manifested his career. He manifested it.
Yeah, the hard work,
and I think
is part of that manifest.
I think the same thing with Russell Wilson. I think these guys who get into this mode of pretending how hard they have to work, it manifests something, right? If you always say Kobe's I remember a story. Someone was like, "Yeah, he was sitting in my office and he took 100 pieces of paper and shooting in the basket in the back." Like, I'm not doing that for me. You're doing that for somebody else to see it. Kobe did that a lot. He did a lot of shit so people could see him doing it. And of course, it manifests shit.
Right, it works.
When people say, "Man, die, shoot, kill, die in their music," and they manifest that lifestyle.
Right.
Right.
True.
So I think that guys like Russell Wilson and Kobe, they manifest it, and then it gets to a point where they just don't have the physical tools to keep up with the manifestation anymore.
Right. I can see that.
And so now you're doing goofy shit, running up against the Owls, trying to prove to people. Kobe got it. Kobe was like, "You know what? I'm looking goofy in the light now." Because it didn't match.
But he also
Mamba mentality didn't match that fucking Achilles that wasn't gonna hold up for him, or the ankle that wasn't gonna hold up for him. So it didn't seem like there was a real mentality. So he said, "I'm gonna sit the fuck down and just promote Mamba mentality."
And he earned anything that he chose, right? I don't know Russell's gotten. He's not Kobe's status.
Yeah,
I just is Russell Hall of Fame?
Dude,
a close one.
I don't know. Maybe if he had never came out Super Bowl again.
No MVPs, but he got a Super Bowl.
I just don't think if he had
I don't think so.
I want him to. I want him to because I think he's one of those people that needs that shit.
Nah.
He needs to be seen.
Fuck that.
He needs. I say my prayers and I pray to Jesus Christ every night, and I want to lay down with Jesus. And
I'm going to ask you a semi-controversial question.
What's up?
But it's quoted from another African American.
I'm with it.
He said Russell Wilson, CP to be specific. That record.
The homie CP.
Yeah, the homie.
Oh, okay.
Has years now. It's called Russell
okay.
Wilson, the biggest Uncle Tom ever. You agree with that?
No. Hell no.
Why?
What makes him Uncle Tom?
What is an Uncle Tom?
I can tell you exactly what a fucking Uncle Tom is, but
so that it's someone portraying to the white people.
Uncle Tom was actually not a bad person at all. Uncle Tom.
Not saying he's bad.
No. Let me give you a little history. Uncle Tom was. I want to say Uncle Tom was like a porter or something for a railroad or something, but he was just always catering. "All right, sir, come on down, sir." Right. But at the same time, like that guy was, he invented a style of what he did, and people saw him. Tom, man, but his name was Tom, right? And so I think we take African American men who talk proper, and we call them Uncle Tom, and I don't think that he knows anything else. I don't think it's fair. Like, let me say this: I had a buddy of mine in high school. He was from the project. He's from the fucking hood of hoods. Woo! He's from Cersei Quarters. If anybody knows what Cersei Quarters is, they know it's the real detrimental. And so he ended up getting adopted by a family, in a white family in Virginia. He went to Gonzaga High School and he played ball. And yeah, he sounded different. He grew up in the household with them people, and he talked like them. You can't get around it. Right. And then he took on the philosophies of that family. You can't help that shit where you come from. And I think that for a lot of times, if we don't sound like other black dudes, or we don't do this or we don't do that, then we become Uncle Tom. I don't think that's fair. I think that Russell Wilson is who he is. He grew up around white people. He got a white vernacular, you feel me? Or what they call a white vernacular, and that's just what it is. But guess what? He's always stood with the people.
So there's a difference between product of your environment
100%.
versus being Uncle Tom. Okay.
100%.
So being Uncle Tom is more of a choice. You'd say like you're trying to kiss ass.
Kanye West is Uncle Tom.
Versus
Kanye West is an Uncle Tom.
And I'm guessing CP is just going off of Russell Wilson's dorkiness.
Well, yeah, but I think a lot of black people do that. We can't do that to each other. We can't do it to each other. I was a victim of it myself. I went to Wake Forest and I started seeing, the first time I seen black dudes walk around in khakis for real. Like Calvin Pace to play for the Jazz, that dude was walking around. There was days he put on a pair of khakis and a sweater, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay." Like for real, my dude, you gonna wear khakis and a sweater? Okay. Rod, what was Rod's last name? Him and Rod was boys. Another dude, he sells real estate now. He's another dude that's very my boy Rod. He's a real white, kind of a white black guy, but that's just where he come from. He's a proper dude. He didn't listen. Some of these guys have never been in fist fights before.
Right.
You feel me? So
just product of their environment.
Just a product of your environment. And you know, CP, goddamn, CP ain't gonna say what your product of, but it's real shit. You know. Listen.
Well, he's half white, half black, so he can dip back and forth.
Yeah, but listen, he a real one. I gotta give it to
CP a real one.
CP's a real one.
All the patents are real ones.
Well, listen, that whole crew, Charles Tobin, CP, you, what's my boy?
Gert, Ian.
What's the white dude with the cool kids that I love? Oh man, live downtown, Hyde Park, with the son, play for McQueen. Lil Nate.
Lil Nate.
Just that whole crew, solid. I ain't never seen a more solid set of dudes. And you guys have been in more trouble than they can imagine. You guys, you know what I'm saying? So
some trouble.
It's just different. So I get that, but we have to stop doing that as African Americans, calling each other Uncle Tom and shit.
That was some years. That was some years ago.
Unless you see a real coon Uncle Tom like Kanye West. Kanye West is the worst. What he's doing. You want to call Uncle Tom is someone who definitely wants to trip up their own people. And Kanye West associating bad stuff to people's names and they me and so-and-so is friends. Dude's like, nah, we not buddies, you know what I mean? Let's go, let's get it.
Jacksonville at Kansas City.
Oh no, I can't keep being dumb. Kansas City.
Some accountability, I appreciate that.
I can't keep being dumb. I can't keep being dumb just to spite Jeffrey and think that I'm doing something. I'm Kyrie Irving. I keep picking the fucking God.
Your son. It's okay.
He is my son.
All right. Cleveland at Miami. Miami's got a pretty good offense. Cleveland's giving up a lot of points.
When does the boy come back?
Week 13 at Houston.
No, they on fire down there in Miami, boy.
Yeah, me too. I'm with Miami too. Houston at New York Giants. Giants are playing some ball in New York, so I'm going Giants.
I'm not. I'm going Houston.
Going Houston, huh?
Yep. Hey, Lovey got something going on down there.
Giants are coming off a bye week. They tried to talk extensions with Saquon. Didn't work out very well.
No.
They didn't get close on anything.
You better believe they not.
Not that it was a bad conversation. They just didn't agree with anything. They didn't come close. So Saquon came out, okay, I'm stopping all contract talks till end of the year. I'm going Giants, going Houston, okay. New Orleans Saints at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh coming off a bye. New Orleans Saints playing like ass. The defense not very good. Michael Thomas is out for the year now. Landry's hurt still. Both turf toe on both of them, I think. That's an ugly game. That Chris Olave.
Where's it at?
Pitt. That Chris Olave, the rookie wide receiver for the Saints, came from Ohio State. That dude is balling.
I gotta go with Pittsburgh.
Balling. Pittsburgh. I'll go against the grain just because that's a toss-up. I gotta go with Pittsburgh. Indy, Jeff Saturday making his coaching debut.
Oh, no, I don't even know who he's playing against.
It's an easy one. I mean, at Mr. Shoot themselves in the foot every fucking time, Las Vegas Raiders. I really don't want Jeff to lose on his opening.
I don't either.
I really don't want that.
I want them to be turned.
But the quarterback is still some trash guy. I don't even saw Matt Ryan.
Who is it, Heineke?
No,
not Heineke. I'm sorry.
It's a weird name.
From Texas.
Oh, man, I'm taking LV. Fuck. I don't want to. Something like that. Idle something. Olag. I don't know.
Hey, yo, he's a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback. From Texas.
Ellinger. So in the 2 games that he's played, he has not thrown a touchdown. He has 300 yards.
Listen, dog, this dude's a fighter.
He's
a fighter.
Damn, he took 9 sacks against the Patriots.
That's what the problem is.
But Taylor's back. Okay, Taylor's healthy.
So many people just don't take into effect that these motherfuckers are getting their ass sacked off.
Yes.
We don't even look into the fact that,
You
man.
can't do shit. And then you put the blame on the quarterback, for sure, which sucks. But and the O-line. See, but that's the cool thing about the O-line is they don't get the love, but they don't get the hate either. They're pretty neutral.
Nobody knows.
Right. Well, on most teams, probably, to be honest. But that they don't ever get to highlight the love, the light, but they also don't really feel the
I'm taking Indy, boy.
negativity. All right.
Jeff, who you rolling with?
I'm going with Las Vegas.
Really?
Yeah, just so we can be different on these. That's another fucking coin flip. And I always give it if I don't know and I don't really like have a strong opinion, I go to the home team.
All right.
I do.
I'm with that.
Dallas and Las Vegas was up 17-0 last week in fucking. So I'm hoping there's a fire underneath their ass.
They're gonna lose.
Dallas at Green Bay.
Oh.
Dak versus Rodgers. Everyone and their fucking mom is probably waiting. Oh, this is the game Rodgers gets back. Oh, this is the game Rodgers goes. Last week against the fucking Lions, with everyone thought that one, right? This is the game Rodgers gets going. This is the game. It's one of those. There you go. That's a true one right there.
So mad.
That's what you're looking for?
That wasn't what I was looking for. I was for the cricket. But you got green with this. So listen. No, it's not. It's not. And I don't want my wife to think that it is. And so if you listening, no.
So you're taking Dallas?
Amanda, no. Don't you go and let's not both of us look at this TV this afternoon and think we're going to get something different. No. My boy Stacks, Owens, DC, no. My cousin Fred, no.
All right, so what
we're done.
What needs to happen?
Listen, when you see Aaron Rodgers losing his composure on the field like that, and I've never seen that.
You see Lil Wayne take a shot at him?
And when Lil Wayne takes a shot at him,
I know.
I need ayahuasca. Ayahuasca.
If Wayne takes a shot at his Green Bay Packers, you know it's bad. And he took a shot at Aaron Rodgers. He didn't just take a shot at the Packers. He said we should have got rid of 12 already.
I know. This hurts me. I promise.
So what would you say the answer is?
You think this don't hurt me?
I know that.
God.
But is it more? Is it Aaron Rodgers or is it the field? Like everybody else. Obviously, he doesn't have a lot of help wide receiver wise.
Listen. Last week I watched Sammy Watkins run 2 fucking wrong routes. 2 wrong routes, bro.
And Sammy is a veteran.
He's a veteran.
That sucks.
Listen,
come from.
And the bad thing is that Vontae just knew. He knew. That the worst thing that hurts me about seeing them 2 separated is that we'll never get to see that art again. So, I hate in high school there was a kid named the guy that played my team. His name was Ron Harrison, and our quarterback was named Mike Hutchins. These 2, the way Mike Hutchins would throw this motherfucker the ball, bro, the way he would float it out there, and Ron would go get that money. It was just beautiful to watch, and everybody knew. The crowds would be like, "Oh, boom, touchdown!" You know what I mean? Like you knew the art of it all. Not anymore.
So there was a report that the Green Bay Packers offered the Panthers a first-round pick, and Packers turned it down. Or no, Panthers turned it down. So
why do we want DJ Moore? Why do we keep getting? Why can't we get Marquis? Why couldn't we get Drake? Why couldn't we get the Atlanta kid Drake? That motherfucker is.
Because Green Bay doesn't believe in drafting.
I understand that. I'm just saying.
Wide receiver first round.
We have to find a way.
Well, is it too late?
It's over.
No, I'm saying for like next year. Like, is it too late for Aaron Rodgers to get him a marquee wide receiver?
Man, you don't want to know what I think. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's time, bro. I just think it's time to go.
You think he's worse off than Tom Brady right now? Like, as far as, like, continuing to play?
I just think that you have. I think what happens is you end up having this this beautiful house that has never had appliances fall apart on you before. And I think that you know you got rid of the old microwave and realized it ain't a microwave like that one, man. And that microwave made every other meal taste good because.
Yep. Damn.
Because listen, you can see it. Like Sammy Watkins was getting ready to run like a post corner route, like a skinny one, right? And instead he ran up and he like went left first, right? You run that route, you go bing.
What was
bing.
Was it because they didn't want to pay Devontae?
No, I think Vontae seen the fucking writing on the wall. He didn't know where Aaron was going to go. Number one. Number two, he's looking at this goofy backup quarterback that sucks. That kid is terrible.
Yeah.
So no, I say we go ahead and blow it up now. Let's just blow it up.
Well, it's past the trade deadline, so you're gonna have to wait till the offseason.
Well, yeah, we can't get Odell.
Nope. No, you can. Well, that's free agent. Yeah, you can get free agent. So Odell, who Odell? Odell narrowed down his list.
And bullshit. He ain't coming to us.
Oh.
I wouldn't.
Narrowed down his list.
What'd he say?
He wants to pick by the end of the month.
What'd he say?
November. His list consists of Dallas Cowboys, Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, New York Giants, and the San Francisco 49ers. So Dallas, he probably likes that America's team kind of feel, bright lights kind of feel. The Buffalo Bills, Super Bowl contender, Kansas City.
I don't want to hear anymore. I don't want to hear anymore.
What about the reuniting with the Giants? I think that's a mistake if he does that. They're not a Super Bowl contender, but
I think he can. I think he can have a really good pop culture ending to his career there, though.
True, and he should have just stayed his ass in LA at that point.
I don't think LA. I don't think that market is as big as the New York.
Not, but pop culture could be LA.
Yeah, but like that's LA got everything. True. There's no one king in LA. Giants can be king.
That's a good point.
In LA.
So
in New York.
The Niners don't really have space for him. I mean, yeah, we would always take an OBJ, of course, but I mean, for like a couple plays a game, like that's what we're gonna pay him for. Like we have too many things to
San Francisco 49ers are going to the Super Bowl and winning.
I hope so.
I don't want to admit that, but that's what's going to happen. And listen.
And what's the underlying factor of scariness with not winning that? Nothing. Oh man, I don't even want to get into this right now.
Watch. Listen, the 49ers are going to get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger.
Well,
every week, watch.
You better have a Super Bowl winning fucking quarterback.
Oh,
well, he had a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl already.
Bro.
Already.
Bro, he's doing good by you.
He is, but he's doing good that year too.
Okay, well let's just stay where we at. The fuck? You ain't got what I got going on.
Oh, you're right.
Appreciate that shit, man.
So you taking Dallas or Green Bay? I'm appreciating it, but it's scary because we would already had a Super Bowl already. So I don't want to fucking get there and lose again. You can never go back for another 30 years after that. That just sucks. So you better fucking come with it this time, because that shit piss me lasting.
I'm gonna take Dallas.
Taking Dallas. I'm taking Green Bay. You set me up with that one.
No, I didn't.
I had to take that.
I did not. I don't. I just don't. I'm so fucking mad right now. Listen,
that defense for Dallas is nasty.
When I seen Aaron Rodgers erupt last week, I was like, "Oh, we fucked." Not the ayahuasca god. Like, no. All his Zen went out the fucking door.
So this is one of those betting games where I think people lose a lot of money on.
Yeah. I just don't find. Listen,
what's the spread on that game?
Oh,
that's interesting to know. I think.
Let me tell you this. I just don't trust him to do anything. I don't.
The spread on that game.
I don't trust him to do
Cowboys minus 3.5. I'll take the home dog all day long. All right, possibly one of the worst games of the weekend, and it shouldn't be, but it is. Arizona Cardinals at the Rams. Both starting quarterbacks are probably out. Kyler's probably out, and Stafford's probably out. Hurt. I don't know exactly why, but so we're talking Colt McCoy versus I don't even know who the backup for the Rams are. But that should be a great divisional game today, and now it's tainted. I'm going Colt, just because Colt McCoy was a backup last year and came in and played a lot and beat the Niners. He had a little nice run there. The Rams are just not very good right now. All right, into the Sunday night game, which I don't think is going to be close. Chargers at San Francisco. And I think so. Chargers. The 7.5 points. Herbert is getting 7.5 points.
I got San Fran all day.
I think they cover that too, but there's no wide receivers for the Chargers. They're all out.
Listen, I don't care. Listen,
San
Francisco got the best team.
Niners in primetime
next to Kansas City. Next to Kansas City.
Bills. You got to put the Bills in there still.
Nope. They got Gabe, right? They got Gabe.
So there's something about Niners playing on primetime in regular season. They always put on a fucking show. No matter who they see in primetime, they always
especially they playing Green Bay.
Great.
Primetime. Yeah. No, listen. I look at the different layers of San Fran, right? You got McCaffrey now.
He did the trifecta last week.
Is Mozart still playing?
2 weeks
ago.
Mozart? No, he's balling on the Dolphins.
No.
We got Elijah Mitchell.
Keep getting them fucking two mixed up, right?
He just got activated this week.
Okay.
Right. And Juszczyk is back, our fullback.
So now you got the fullback is back.
So our fullback can play tight end. Our tight end can play wide receiver.
That fullback is insane.
He's the best tight end in the game, without a doubt.
He can do anything.
Without a doubt, best tight end. That was one of the best Niner pickups in the last 4 years.
Yeah, McCaffrey, Kittle.
Kittle's playing. Everyone's playing. Everyone's healthy.
Everybody, right?
Everybody's healthy. We lost Jason. We lost Jason Verrett, our corner. He broke towards Achilles this
Super
week.
Bowl.
But our defense is nice.
Kansas City can't listen. Kansas City ain't got the kind of athletes at the positions. Like,
I could agree with that. Yeah.
Kansas City's like a really cool sharp knife. You know, just want to stab you with that knife. I don't know what the San Francisco 49ers are. They got a bunch of jagged axes with glass hanging out the handles. It's just some evil shit they got going on. They keep stacking it.
Yeah.
Is Bosa out?
No, everyone's other than a couple of defensive players like
Bosa's playing?
Yeah, Bosa's playing.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
I hope so.
Oh, I know. Listen,
so.
Kansas City can't fuck with San Francisco. They don't play ferocious like them guys.
I mean, a couple weeks ago they fucked us up in San Francisco, but
how bad was that?
44-24.
Ooh.
But it was like more like 20 of those points or 15 of those points were like fourth quarter fuck ups, like receptions, like not playing very well. Garoppolo played like fucking dog shit that game.
Of course, you have to point out what he did.
Oh, that's the most important position in all sports.
He don't have the best line either. The motherfucker ain't got the best line.
True.
Protecting him sometimes. He was looking crazy back there too.
Yeah, but I've seen it too many times.
Don't like him.
Not it. And then the Monday night game, Washington at Philly. Yeah, for sure.
Can't fuck with that boy.
I agree.
They dope tested old boy, man. Brown.
Yeah, after 3 touchdowns.
They dope tested.
Which is kind of funny because like 3 touchdowns.
I mean, listen, the way he caught it, like he caught one and bounced into 2 people and they fell on the ground. Like,
do you see that? And then what he did after?
What did he do after? Oh yeah. I
pointed right at him. Hell of savage.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo,
that was sick. I'm taking Philly too.
Savage. That it?
That is it for NFL.
Did we cover everything? We cover boxing, UFC, NBA, college football.
Dank Dad Sports Podcast.
Yes, indeed. Hey, listen, let's talk about the shoes. That's what we're doing.
Okay, yeah, speaking of that, that's actually perfect. Hold
Talk
on.
about it.
Real quick. You see what DJ Khaled did at the Miami Heat game yesterday?
No.
He had some brand new Jordan 5s on and brought a custom pillow with like Persian lace on the outside, and it was pink just like his shoes. The shoes were pink or like salmon, and the pillow was salmon. And he needed a pillow for his shoes. And he's sitting there posted up, his feet just comfortably on a pillow big enough just for his feet. And he put that courtside. And that went viral. He wanted a pillow for his shoes. Or for his feet. It was kind of savage, to be honest. Yeah,
I'm with it.
It was pretty cool.
So with it. I definitely think that we have our new podcast. We're going to do a shoe review.
Yeah.
Tell the name of the company.
Shout out to Global Goods. It's a local company here in town. It's a homie of mine all the way back from high school.
High-end sneaks.
We call him Bootsy. His name's Jared. But I've seen that man start his own clothing business, which was 25th Hour, and like fresh out of high school started this. And I've only seen it grow. And now he's got a shop downtown that is full of high-end shit. He's got celebrities coming in there doing podcasts doing YouTube videos from his shop. Mm-hmm. I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin just came in there and bought his first pair of Air Jordans ever with the company came in.
Maybe we should do it from there.
Probably could. I'm going to reach out to him. He said he's down for any of it. So, I mean, that might be the best opportunity.
I'll go in there. Let's do it.
Yeah, and then he doesn't have to bring nothing to us. We don't have to make room. I think that's a great idea. But shout out to Global Goods. I've seen that man build his shit from the ground up. Now I see a couple little mimicking pop-up stores that are coming around
here and there.
Right, yeah. But his shit is certified. And if you want to find a Reno Rodeo 1995 shirt, or do you want a Gucci belt, or do you want a fucking throwback Lawrence Taylor jersey, they got it all, bro. They got it fucking all.
Oh.
They have it all.
Looking for that Reno Rodeo belt,
but
dog.
Like
that's where to go.
Exclusive toys, like Supreme toys to fucking it's insane what they got. To the starter jackets, to the old school starter jackets.
We gotta go.
It's a fresh ass shop. Shout out to Global Goods, for real. Shout out to Global Goods.
Yeah. We just gotta pull out some cool shit and just show people. How about it? Well, fuck it. What else is going on, man? We almost done with our podcast. This shit was fast today, bro.
That shit was fast. I don't know. Not shit. We got a beautiful day of Sunday NFL football. I want to give another shout out to my family, my sister-in-law. I love them, you know. And like I said earlier, just that tragedy hit. And you got to stay strong. My wife's hella strong. Her side of the family's super strong. I saw that night when we went over there, I saw everybody band together and be there for
it's all about.
You know, my sister-in-law within seconds, right? And they took care of her the next day. And, you know, she's got a long road ahead of her, but at the end of the day, she got a lot of family that is going to be there to love her. And my nephew-in-law, I guess you could call him, he's a Dank dad. And that's pretty much all I got to say about it. And rest in peace and love you, bro, and continue your little Dank dad legacy for you.
What you got for the rest of the day, Jeffrey?
I'm going to go home, get with the kids. I got a lot of homework I got to do, unfortunately. A lot of schoolwork I got to do. My wife's probably going to go help out with the family still, so I'll be kind of hunkering home with the kids. I'm going to probably get a good nap in. Only because the Niners don't play till Sunday night tonight. So I'm going to really gear up for that. I'm going to make sure my beer's ready. I'm going to make sure that our dinner's going to be nice tonight. I'm going to be chilling. I don't know. I'm just going to talk to the wife when we get home. It could be something easy as takeout, or I might put something together. I have no idea. I just know I just want something.
That's not very focused.
I don't want to be focused. I don't need to be focused. I need to be focused on my schoolwork. But I'm happy with whatever food we end up picking. I'm good. I just want it ready for 5:20 kickoff.
I'm making butter fried chicken.
Butter fried chicken. Butter fried or butterfly?
Buttered
fried chicken. What you got for the rest of the day?
Well, I'm just going to watch these games. I'm going to prepare some chicken. I'm going to make some chicken. I'm going to mind my fucking business.
Is your soccer season over for your daughter?
Soccer's done.
Yeah.
Blue Dolphins, undefeated season. My daughter Ace back there looking like Deion Sanders on the defense. Let me talk about Ari Tolbert. He's like the LeBron James of soccer. He's bigger than all these fucking kids. And listen,
And the same age too.
yeah,
what
when
she's
she
playing
runs, she has one arm that just does this the whole. It's like a little wand, kicking the ball and just running past and goes knocking on. Boop, excuse me. Yeah, so I think next year they're going to make them play in a little bit of a different, in a little different league next year.
All right.
I don't think they're going to be in the same league. But thank God, as we're growing, we are going to add I'm doing a motivational series called Mediocrity Burn, and I'm doing that through Dank. It's going to be actually me and Jeffrey. Jeffrey's going to throw some different pieces in there. I think as far as like mentally being an entrepreneur, as far as success and grinding and making moves towards the future, I think Jeffrey's just become a monster.
Well, and
mentally.
I mean, I pay homage to you for that because before, yeah. Get you down, boy.
With it.
No, but seriously, before this, you brought this podcast information and idea to me. You know, was living that paycheck to paycheck, living that basic everyday show up to work, go home, show up to work, go home.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. No. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't want to put that out there.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people are very successful and happy with that,
right.
And that's totally cool. But given the job that we work in, you know, our career outside of this podcast it's very high burnout, it's very high stress, it's very high emotions involved all the time. And when you see like a cap on people, when you see that when you see that there's a roof that you cannot get past.
Shut up.
It takes somebody like Marcus to pull it out of you, right? And to see the difference. And yeah, I always, you know,
sure.
And it's really opened up my mind and my thinking. And I mean, I'm not now all of a sudden successful. Obviously, I know this is going to take some hard work.
It don't work like that.
I know.
It doesn't work like that. I think you become successful. I mean, because you become successful when you start to think like that.
Right. Absolutely. And we've said this word 1,000 times over the last years: manifest, manifest. Right. And I saw this documentary a while back that the guy woke up every morning and said, "I'm gonna have a Lamborghini." Every fucking morning, that's what he said. Sure enough, he got a Lamborghini, and it wasn't just snap your fingers and it's in your fucking driveway.
No.
It's every day he told himself that. So every decision subconsciously was getting closer to the Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And if you wake up and you're thinking like, "Oh, fuck this job, fuck this, blah, blah, blah," you're looking at the negative of everything, and that's what you're pulling out of everything. So if you're looking at it, eventually you might have to tell yourself and struggle like, "No, I'm doing this for the Lamborghini. No, I'm doing this for the Lamborghini." But eventually, subconsciously, you're going to make that decision for the Lamborghini.
100%.
And that's what I'm starting to see a little bit more. There's this fucking funny guy on YouTube, or not, he's just internet famous right now, called Andrew Tate. You heard of Andrew Tate?
Why is that so for me? I don't know.
He's an asshole, but he talks Matrix. He talks all that. You look into him. The guy is, a man's man. A lot of people don't agree with what he's saying, but he keeps it real.
I know who he is now.
Bald guy from Romania or something like that. Yeah. But he talks about the Matrix. He talks about all that, and he uses that specific word. And when this guy is telling me Matrix, all this shit, and then I go on my social medias, and now my algorithm is all fucking get out the Matrix, right? My mind is just changing, and Marcus and I come from two different fields, right? Like two different ways of life. Like he saw a success in a different way than I saw success, right? I saw success by getting a family, or get your ass a job, get you a family, get you a house, work that fucking job for 30 years, retire, and do whatever. But live happily after that, like live comfortably.
Yeah.
And that was success to that people.
Yeah.
I have some family members that are pretty rich and have success in different ways, but it wasn't the same success that you encountered.
Right.
So I'm trying to get out of that old boring ass Reno mindset of there ain't shit here to look up to, as far as success wise. Like this not as like the bigger cities or the high fast pace, right? Of course there's success in the city without a doubt. A lot of success in the city. But it's hard, like it's working success, it's business success.
Well, too, a lot of people have given. What I see here in this town is that a lot of people are given a lot of shit too.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really was given a whole bunch of shit. I got lucky a lot, right? But I think that the day that I walked into Wake Forest to play football, I realized that I never wanted to work a job for anybody. And then I realized that I didn't want to play football. Like, I was like, yo, this is going to be fun. Like, I'm just going to have a good time in college and play football.
I mean, that's pretty big. You're walking into the highest stage of your life so far of football and figuring that out.
Yeah, but you have, but you know, the thing is, like, so let's just say you're in the off season, right? You're in the off season. There's nothing to do. You worked out. It's a Saturday. You know, right around 1 o'clock, they'll tell you got a 4 o'clock meeting. Right? You go in there for maybe 7 minutes. Hey, a couple housekeeping things, guys. We just want to, right? But guess what? It's the middle of the day, 4 o'clock. You can't leave and fucking go to Florida, right? It'll take you that amount. So really, it's just it's a control thing. And you start to understand that it's a control thing. And then when you got some coaches who necessarily like look at themselves and look at you as a young athlete and don't necessarily feel, you know, like you know how many times that my confidence has really disturbed people's insecurities?
Oh, a lot.
A lot.
More than you've seen.
Listen. Right now,
you haven't even seen all of it.
Right now as I'm talking, it's a motherfucker like, motherfucker.
Cocky.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
So a lot of times it does that. And when you see that happen with a grown man who's supposed to be teaching you something,
yep,
you fall into a really bad mental space. Mm-hmm. And so for the rest of the guys around you who have never seen, you know, I mean, fucking partying with Genuine in his basement. These guys are in 9th grade. That's what I was doing. I've been around music most of my life, so you know, it's the mind frame is different. For them, this is it. Sports, this school.
You saw more before you got into more.
Yeah, it was like, and then, you know, been around fucking dope boys in the whole nine. In clubs and shit in the whole nine.
That had to express you or kind of catapult you into where you're at today. It's a lot faster.
Yeah, you really don't think like, man, I don't fucking need you motherfuckers for real.
Right. So those guys that didn't see all that first are just now starting to get into understand that.
100%. Right? And so I was telling somebody the other day, like, yo, if you don't see this shit, if you don't see, like, man, listen, DC is a different beast, bro. Like, I was seeing 15-year-old dudes in real Mercedes-Benzes, like big body Benzes, young age. You know what's out there. You know the hustle. And then when you learn the music game and you see guys get music deals at 19 years old, you're like, yo, this just ain't the end of life.
Right.
But for these coaches, this is their mind state. They've been traveling from school to school. This is their life. And they're like, it should be yours too.
And that trickles down to the work 30 years and get your retirement.
100%. It should be your life too. And you're like, yeah, it is, homie, but I got a lot of shit to do.
And what's fucked up is it's a control thing on an even bigger factor. Like, I'm diving way deep into this, but you talk about like inflation. Prices go up. What does that make a motherfucker have to do? Go to work.
Go to work.
And get that overtime now and work even harder for the same fucking paycheck? Listen,
I used to sit and talk to Willie McGinnis every morning. No bullshit. Every single morning. NFL Network, Willie McGinnis. Every single morning he would come and me and him would talk about 10 minutes every morning. He would make sure. He'd think, hey, come here, let me holler at you. We ain't talk today. All right, boom. All right, we would talk, right? And Willie was like, listen, all that shit's a mind state.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't hustled enough to not know the gas price, I don't really fucking pay attention to gas. I run out of gas a lot, right? But at the same time, I don't fucking really pay attention to it. I don't know how much gas is. I just go and put what I put. I don't travel that much. I don't go anywhere like that in the car like that. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't really pay attention to it. Willie McGinnis was like, yo, when you put yourself on a certain level, you don't notice all that shit.
Right.
He was like, it was my job and my goal to get to this level.
And so when you're underneath that level, all that shit is hanging on you. You have nothing but to look at.
That's it.
That's fucking control.
Yeah.
That is 1,000% control.
And it looks like it's going to fall on you. If I don't go to work, it's going to fall on me.
And you know what? You'll still be paying that fucking gas regardless.
And listen, this guy owns about 10 checkers. He owns a couple Wingstops. He played in the NFL. He works on the NFL Network. Super Bowl champ a couple times, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, he's at a place where he's like, yo, I don't pay attention to that shit. I'm thinking about the next move. And every time I see Willie, I just saw him this morning. He's in Munich.
At the same time, you don't need to be rich to do that either.
No.
You can just hustle.
And then listen, every dude around him, he elevated. Mm-hmm. All his boys them dudes was close to him, he elevated them. That's the thing. You have to keep searching, pull your boys along. Keep going, pull your boys along. The ones who want it and can see it.
And if you're somebody that doesn't like when people do that, they're just, like you said, pulling that blanket of mediocrity right off of their fucking body. Listen, because now they're exposed.
And anything that doesn't contribute to your greatness, it does not need to be.
Yep. And a lot of that could be kind of camouflage too, though, as what is considered good to your greatness. You might not know it's good for you till way later, right? So you got to be able to navigate through all that, make proper choices in those moments.
I think that I think that I'm just in a different space. Like, even when I go out, like, how every man look at a woman, like you see a girl, oh shit, right? I'm in this place right now where I just realized, like, I'm so hungry for what I know is to come that I just don't pay attention to that shit no more. I look more at the room than I do anything else, right? I look at every dude in that room. Look at his shoes. Look at his coat. Look at his function. Does he have a shape up? Kind of watch he got on. I look at all that shit. It's a weirdo thing, probably, but that's just kind of where I'm stuck mentally at looking at things from a position of who's number one in this room.
Well, and that's what I was literally on my mind. We talked about who is the Titan in the room, or who is the what was the word we used? Was it Titan? I can't remember. But God or something. I don't know. Who's the fucking man? Who's the top dog
in the room every time?
Yeah.
Every single
all eyes
time.
will be on that motherfucker, and you feel it. You don't even have to see him. You feel it.
Listen. I've seen Jamie Foxx walk in the room, and I think those twins from the Beyonce twins, right? And when he came in, these girls were so intrigued with these two boys, the less whatever they call it, twins. Jamie walked in and he knew exactly how to steal the crowd from them. He complimented the dog fuck out of them. Two handsome guys, and all these girls are just like, and then to now, they're making jokes about how handsome they are. Now these girls are laughing at Jamie making jokes about them.
Right.
It's good energy because he's saying how beautiful they are.
Right, yeah.
But now the craftiness of it is these girls are now no longer just looking at them. Now they're laughing at me. I'm taking that energy. And that's how he thrives. And so I think for every individual to break out of the matrix, you have to know how you thrive. And what makes you thrive?
The matrix is also very vague, right? Because the matrix is just a mindset. I mean, a part of it is working for somebody else and being stuck in that same routine. But if you have a proper mindset, you can still make that successful and not be a victim to the matrix, right? You don't have to look at that gas prices just because you're still in that job for 30 years, right? It's just a mindset. It's all effective.
I agree. But the thing is like the way that people don't pay attention to unlock it.
Oh yeah. The unlocking is the key.
I see some dudes every day, bro, that I go down the street to this gas station down the street. I see some dudes around 3:30, 4 o'clock, man, with some very dirty clothes. And I look at some of these guys, and I know they ain't no spring chickens. And I'm like, yo, I don't know if I could physically do some of the shit these guys do. I'm in way better shape than these guys, so I hope.
Right.
But some of these guys really get on their knees and do construction and do things of that nature. And not saying that they don't like doing that kind of shit. I just don't think anybody wants to do that at 42, 43 years old.
No, they're conditioned.
But they're conditioned to do it.
Want to be in that situation.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not everyone can be rich and successful, unfortunately.
It's a choice.
It is a choice, but I think that that choice is so powerful on the off end that it makes it like discouraging for a lot of people.
True. I mean, yeah, it does. It does make it discouraging. But at the same time, when I went to Wake Forest, with Tommy Hilfiger's nephew. A couple other fucking celebrities, kids are there at Wake Forest. Meek is from Boy Meets World, lived in my dorm, right? All these kids, even their fucking arguments. Bitch, you're fucking broke. Your dad's only worth $2 million, bitch. I was like, God damn, that's how you motherfuckers are arguing? This is what you, right? There's a level of what they have seen
Right.
That makes them hustle like that. You know how many girls I've seen in college, dog? How many girls I've seen in college that literally went from big girls to the baddest bras on campus overnight. Just because they were like, yo, I want to be somebody on this motherfucker.
So do you think that it's easier to get out of the matrix or get out of that grind when you have seen that early on versus starting off when they're just regular old getting there?
I think when you know what else is out there other than what you're shown.
And also what it takes to get there.
100%.
Because the average person in an average, town doesn't know exactly what it takes to get there, right?
They don't know. You don't. If your parents go to work every fucking day and come home and your dad gets a couple beers, your mom gets a glass of wine, and everybody just sits out back and chills and talks, and then right around 8:30, people start taking showers, and that's just the rotation of life. Weekends, we take the RV and we go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When that's just it.
Yep.
Like that's just one of those things where people just that's my life.
And some people are happy as shit with that,
right?
And out of that matrix of like they feel like they're sense free. There is no. I don't know if there's any right or wrong way, but it's the mindset. It's all fucking. It's the mindset.
It is totally a mindset. I think that for me, what happened was a very weird situation. Right, my cousin played for West Virginia Mountaineers, and one day when we used to go visit him, like his freshman year, he used to live in a dorm. So I would go stay with him in the dorm. And he got a house. As he got a little better, he got a house, right? And I would never forget this big old dude, and he had a girlfriend. I had never met her. Big, thick white girl, right? Hips about this big, waist about this small, and 2 braids, right? She walks into the house, and he kisses her on the mouth. And I would never forget looking at this motherfucker like, hey, man, what the fuck is going on? Right? And then in his bedroom downstairs, it kind of like hung off this mountain. It wasn't a glamorous house. It was just fly, the way it was built. And I just remember sitting in his bedroom one day and just looking over these mountains like, fuck all this shit. I was like, I've never seen anybody kiss a white woman before. Oh my God.
Just so freely.
But it was like, because I never seen white girl. I never dated a white girl in my neighborhood, like where I'm from, right? So you're like, this thing is tripping. But she's bad. I don't know how I feel right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and then next thing you know, he gets drafted. And when you see that kind of shit, and then he's just buying everything, and you're like, football got him this.
Right.
And then it came to a point where I just started seeing other avenues. Started knowing drug dealers and started knowing people in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Just all over the place and starting to see what it was. It was like, I want to live like them.
Yep.
And so I think that, when I hear, it's just one of those times where it's like, let's cuddle up, man, and get married. Nah.
Well, and definitely, and even the success in my family. And there's some pretty, very
you got some big heavyweights in your family.
Yes, but that was all work. Like as far as businesses.
Was it here though?
No, none of it was here. It's all Bay Area.
It's totally different.
In California. But it was farm work. It was dentistry. It was going to work for fucking 30 years and be successful way after. It was never
Was it for yourself though?
It was yeah. I mean, ultimately, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't mind grinding 30 years for us.
Right, of course.
Yeah, but
it wasn't like the glamorous, like kind of the way you saw it. It's just a different kind of success.
Yeah, listen, to me, success is being able to go get what the fuck you want and to live the way you want, travel, and just
when you want.
Find my fucking happiness, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, I'm into that, but I just think that at the end of the day, we're going to put this series together, and we're just going to slowly try to unlock people's minds. And if they want to listen, then cool. If not, then don't worry about it. But I definitely,
I know that we're growing every time.
100%.
Every time.
Listen,
every time.
It's easy. It's easy, but the belief system has to be there.
It does. And we've probably said this on this podcast, but 8 months ago we were just we're talking about this, right?
100%.
And now, I mean, again, paying homage to you, we're sitting here right now, live, doing our fucking podcast.
Yeah, but I knew we would be here though. That I did know.
I appreciate you for not giving me a choice.
Yeah.
You said you don't get a choice.
Oh boy, listen.
You're not getting out of this one.
I was all alone. I ain't got no friends. Hey, listen, I have to take my friends, man. Yeah, man, we friends now, homie. That's how I got to do.
We didn't have to do that.
That's how I got to do people now because, listen, oh, my God. I am not the easiest person to get along with. I don't think so. I think I'm starting to learn a lot about myself at 43. And I realized that, yeah, my confidence can make some people rub people the wrong way. And yo, I don't mind being alone.
Yeah.
As long as I got that paper.
We are the Dank Dads Sportscast.
Salute. My kids and my family, that's all I need, baby.
Find us on Instagram, DankDads_Sportscast. Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe. Send us some messages, some topics we want to talk about. Like I said, we're going to branch open into different avenues, not just sports all the time. Trying to hit different aspects, the food in the city, the culture of the city,
oh man,
all that different stuff. Hoping UNR is a little bit better next year so we can be ready for them.
Why are we even thinking about that?
Because
come on, Big Boy's son plays for UNR. He's a running back, right?
Yep. Cross Patton is his name.
Cross
Patton.
Okay.
Patton. He came from Oregon. He transferred from
Oregon. You got to see what Cross Patton's mama looked like. I know what his mama looked like. I like the way you move. She's a thick girl in there. She's a big thick girl in there.
But he transferred from Oregon, I'm guessing, because he wasn't getting playing time. But he's really not playing too much at UNR either. So I don't know if it's just because he's underclassman. I'm not sure. But he's not really. And I know UNR's running backs right now are seniors and really good, like the best in the conference. They're really good. So maybe he's just waiting for his time next year, but they lost to Boise. We always want to beat Boise. Boise's kind of a rival for us. They came up here.
Oh, they were deep yesterday. I went to the mall yesterday. It was
Boise
everywhere yesterday.
Oh yeah, they've always kind of been a rivalry.
Oh yeah. I thought it was. I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, and they came in 41-3. I think is what they did.
Ooh.
Yeah, at home at UNR. It was snowing too. Yep.
Salute. We are the Dank Dads, man. We are out of here.